What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 15 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Grimgor Ironhide campaign. So as we saw last time, Grimgor is no longer alone in the legendary Lord category, beating up GROM the Paunch with a few quick swings of his axe and forcibly, I guess, confederating the Broken Axe tribe. The massive Orcal is ours, and we're gonna give GROM the Paunch a try this turn. I'd be remiss not to give him a go pretty much immediately. Anyway, in addition to that, we got a lovely little fight against the elves of Elftown here, and though our trolls retreated, they did retreat with essentially full HP, which, while annoying, also helps us to move back into combat and hopefully destroy the elves of Elftown here for good, or at least destroy Elftown before moving southward to destroy the rest of their territories. Looking good. Let's get a move on with whatever it is we need to move, and then let's get GROM into some action. Grimgor, gonna start by moving to whatever this place is. I don't think... yeah, okay, that's obviously not worthy of a fight, but we know we'll have a fight where GROM is, so we don't really need to be concerned. Auto-resolve that, and hey, would you look at that? Even the giants did not get that hurt this time around. Ain't it lovely? Some more snotling scavengers, some more swindlers, and a banner of eternal flame. Now that's a real nice pickup. That's an ancillary. Banner of Eternal Flame. So this gives us the flaming attack imbuement as well as the base weapon damage increase of everybody around. I'm wondering as to whether we should give that to Grimgor's army, or whether we should give that to the troll army. And trolls don't like fire, but at the same time it would benefit the blob quite a bit, though at the current time I guess they're not really engaging in blobby tactics, or at least two blobby tactics. Let's see if Grimgor has room for it. I really just want to see how high we can get his weapon strength with all the stuff he's gonna do. We are going to have to lose something here. Ooh. Oh, that's a hard choice. Razor Standard, Lichbone Pennant, Banner of Swiftness, and Immortal's Banner are all great. I do like the post-battle chance of stealing a magic item as well, but alas, I think that one is gonna have to go. I mean, 2% casualty or punishment also isn't that much, but nonetheless. Think I would rather stack the replenishment, especially considering we're constantly auto-resolving, and the giants are constantly getting beat up by said auto-resolve. Spite Blood Reaper, you have landed, and I do believe you should have a quick little auto-resolve yourself. There was nothing here, basically, as I recall. And then, yeah, it doesn't even really hurt the Gobbo army. Very nice. Alright, and you should probably, well, we should head to Castle Brion as fast as we can, and then we'll grab those islands afterwards. In fact, just by leaving the settlement, we'd be able to grab the shipwreck. Though I am wary of the plagues, that's why we move Grimgor further away from them, so he's not disabled by the annoyance of the plagues. Arachnic, you are going to move out of the summit and quickly grab Helmgart here. As I recall, it was a low level, so I don't think it's threatening at all. Yeah, there's like no defenders there either. Alright, some quick conquests to start this episode off. An obsidian trinket, an idol carva. Neither one too important to us. Ugg the Recruiter. You are done with your recruiting, at least for now. And, okay, one second, my cat is making noise. Alright, sorry about that. And yeah, Oglock, you now have all the boar boys and a decent amount of biggins as well. Let's move you, I guess, in march stance to... well, we're gonna sail out. I guess once again, the question is, where do we send him? We could send him up this coastline like this and then land here, maybe even in Kislev near to WAAAGH. We could always send him to fight WAAAGH, send him to fight some Chaos forces. I think we're okay here. Though I suppose... There's a few other considerations like attacking the Wood Elves, and if we are to do so, the Boar Boys could come in handy there. I suppose they could go down the river if we wanted to. Alright, you know what, let's go up, and then we'll see. Well, you have to give him a few turns to generate a few extra heroes as well. Going to Great Ohm first. I want to see what your income is like once you're in a city as opposed to marching. About 400. Right, my cat is being very distracting today. Alrighty, 400. Yeah, alright, you sit there. We'll continue moving next turn. You two stay here, and let us continue elsewhere. Nobber, you were headed down. Let's get you into WAAAGH Begins, as we get everybody into WAAAGH Begins. And take this territory. Yeah, that looks auto-resolvable. I mean, yeah, see, the thing is, Nobber's already essentially fought this battle, because, well, every Bretonnian settlement has essentially the same defenses. And there's probably not really too much of a need to fight that one again. And though we did get quite damaged, we should still be okay. In fact, we could probably heal up a little bit more by going outside the settlement, and yeah, there we go. Tiny little bit extra healing. Works for me. Also, are we collecting income here? Yeah, don't collect income here. And also, we probably don't need the hag hut here, although I should take a look at what we have. Ooh. There's a mushroom-addicted Black Orc big boss. Although he'd obviously have to go into an orc army, Torturer, Baraga, and Stab Envy, Night Gabos, and... No Shroom Growers, eh? No, there's a Shroom Grower Night Goblin Shaman. And Chop Envy and Beard Connoisseur. I suppose we should probably put a... Actually, you know what? This might not be a bad idea. Shaman... Room Grower. I don't know why I summoned you here. I should have summoned you near GROM. Yeah, because I was thinking we should probably make it an all-Gobbo army for GROM, and we should have a Goblin Shaman in there. I think that'll work. Alright, anyway, let's continue with whatever it was we were doing. Gorbuds, the Fairy of the Rogue Idols. I'm just going to name you Rogue Idol Fairy, because I'm gonna forget who you are otherwise. Keep going, go to Grimgor. Get him his idols. And Big Thinkin' Steela, guess what you're gonna do? Steal some Big Thinkin'. In case that wasn't obvious. Alright, and another success. Very nice, very nice. And we should really get another one on the field, but we just don't have the shaman capacity at this time. This I'm pretty sure does not work. Indeed it doesn't. You can now continue southward. You've got a date with WAAAGH. Hopefully we'll be able to confed him quickly and get some savage orc armies on the field. I believe that's everybody that has to move, unless I'm mistaken, and if I am, well, it's too late to do anything about it now. So, GROM, you... Ooh, there's another important thing to... Okay, we'll do it after we fight with GROM. I want to see him in action. WAAAGH Begins for you, sir, and into La Guillet. War Banner for... Technically the pump wagons have missile damage as well, so I guess on the pump wagon unit? Frankly, it probably doesn't really matter all that much, but we shall see. Anyway, before we get started, once again, we did manage to reach the engagement threshold, so an hour-long episode this shall be, so hopefully you're gonna get some nice battles in there, and once again, the offer does stand, 250 likes and 40 comments, and the next episode will follow suit. Anyway, let's fight this battle, let's see GROM and do a few things, and then afterwards we'll disband him so that we can reset his skill tree and then swap the units around in the 3 armies that need to swap units.
That's a plan!
That's a plan, and that's a, well, something of a pre-battle speech. Certainly more than we usually hear from Grimgor, so good job on that at least. And GROM, let's see what you can do on your chariot. Oh, the tower hits him, and he looks pretty amused at the whole idea. And let's just double check his stats real... Oh, it was the cow tower as well. I just kind of expect him to kind of jump up and gobble the cow up from the air. But anyway, we got 150 charge bonus, so he should hit pretty darn hard when he doesn't. Oh, I like that he has a little banner on his chariot there. And oh, come on, camera. There we go. Charging on in, or I should say right through, and finally, we're getting some good air again. A little bit of a preview of the Boar Boy army, but GROM can do that by himself. He's going to take a swing with his axe and move further into the enemy settlement towards the enemy mounted yeoman, while his pump wagons follow and get a little bit more air. Though, of course, they can't knock the cavalry back. The mounted yeomen are weak enough so that they're not going to be a concern to the pump wagons. And, of course, bringing up the rear, we have our Ragnarok spiders. I do think they will be pretty darn effective in this army, and I think when building armies like this, that will have a lot of, not cav, but chariots in this particular case, and whatever you call pump wagons, war machines, I guess, it's good to have some relatively fast-moving and big old targets. Otherwise, it would be just GROM by himself, but a couple of Arachnaroks should really hit the spot. Anyway, the Arachnaroks join in. The pump wagons be sundering the armor of those yeomen, though it was already low in the first place, so now they're suffering toxic venom and sundered armor. All the while, GROM is whacking away at them with his axe, trying to regain the favor or the obedience of his WAAAGH after they saw what Grimgor did to him with basically no issue. But GROM, also didn't have any items, or at least not much in the way of items back then. Now he has an Armor of Destiny and that secondary healing item, that Seed of Rebirth, so he should be doing pretty good. I'm gonna try to get his HP up more so he gets even more benefits from that stuff. Anyway, it looks like the pump wagons and the Ragnaroks are making their way in. The foot squires and the knights errant are getting wrecked, and over on this side we have a little bit of support coming in from some error boys and night goblin archers, while another unit of Arachnaroks, or one unit of Arachnaroks, sounds frightening, together with the trolls, works on the barricade to bring it down, which is about halfway through. We've also deployed a few other units out here. We have our goblin big boss together with the snotling pump wagons and the orc boar boys, who are facing off against another unit of a knights errant. Curiously, the enemy seems to have decided to keep most of its knights errant back, 1, 2, 3 units all the way back here. So really, they're just going to be facing off against the boar boys. Unfortunately, while these are biggins, they are the regular biggins, not the savage boar boy biggins, so they aren't the anti-large type. And it is taking them quite a while to work their way even through knights errant, which are a very, very weak knight as far as Bretonnian knights are concerned. So I guess it is a little bit concerning to see that, as well. It'll be concerning when we get the Boar Boy army up and running, but they will be buffed considerably more there, so they should be the stronger, or at least I hope so. Anyway, GROM continues making his way upward, just knocking back a few more of those poor peasants. And we are well into the settlement now. The enemy barricade's still not broken, but down to 1/3 of its HP. The pump wagons are doing whatever it is they please, and what they please is getting air on peasants. There we go. Too bad they don't just like die if they get knocked into the walls of the buildings there. Alright, and this sheer number of pump wagons should have no problem breaking a couple of units of peasants, spear or no, without taking too much in the way of damage. I've not yet decided whether we should go for the physical resistant chariot armor upgrade for them, or a little bit more melee or anti-melee infantry damage. I believe that was the choice between upgrades. I'm still kind of leaning towards the physical resistance because, well, they won't always be facing off against peasants, and if they get hit by something like, Knights of the Realm, or, well, soon Bretonnia will be completely destroyed, so, I don't know, Empire Knights, or whatever other thing that we run into, Glade Riders, perhaps? Gork and or Mork forbid Great Stag Knights or something like that, and they will just get ripped apart. So a little bit more resistance might be of benefit there. And wait, don't great stagnates have magical damage? In that case, maybe not so much, but the Glade Rider, certainly. Ooh, nice swing from GROM, big hit with that axe. Granted, it is against the peasant mob, but hey, he is doing what he's doing, and he is hanging around with the big boys, as in with the Arachnaroks, and by the looks of it, doing pretty good in terms of damage. 161 kills on him, and despite no cycle charging or anything of that nature. Ah, the little gobbo serving up a haunch of whatever. Nice. It's interesting that GROM has an animation like that, but Grease's Goldtooth does not. But I guess Grease's is beating jerks to death with his haunch of meat. So anyway. Knights Errant are now chasing our boar boys off, as the boar boys couldn't handle taking 3 of them on at the same time. So we're gonna back off until there's only 1 unit chasing them, and then we will turn around, isolate, and destroy. By the looks of it, though, the battle is nearly ours. 90% balance of power in our favor. Ragnarok heading towards the last peasant unit down here, while GROM head towards those Knights Errant, because somebody has to kill the rest. Nice charge from that Ragnarok. Although all the charge bonuses aren't going to be too useful in this army for the Arachnaroks, so they're still supposed to act as line anchors, and damn well they will. Something to allow enemy armies to get bogged down while the pump wagons ride around, instead of getting bogged down themselves. Anyway, the peasant archers are out. The bounce power continues to shift in our favor. GROM has found himself some more Knights Errant. Although the axe swing bisects one of the poor peasants. Not to worry, we'll turn towards the knights as well. There we go. I do like that GROM does tend to turn around a lot on his little platform of a chariot here. Attacking all around, which is quite nice. And those are some pretty big hits by the looks of it. Although his axe does look fairly small compared to Gitsnik. And certainly less frightening. But he is getting plenty of kills. He's certainly getting more individual kills than Grimgor, but Grimgor is more of a lord and single entity killer. One of the best, in fact. So it's hardly surprising that different lords do different things. And of course, Grimgor, I'm sure, could mince an army himself just fine. It's just that it would take him 8 years to do so. Alright, it looks like the enemies are booking it on out of there. In fact, all the enemies are booking it on out of there, having done 0 damage, basically, to GROM whatsoever. He will recover. The rest of our units are more or less fine. And the biggest amount of damage coming in on those boar boys, which did get surrounded and badly hurt by all those Knights Errant, but we were able to isolate and destroy the other one back here. Anyway, a lovely little debut for GROM. We expect great things, but, well, we gotta adjust his army first. Alright, there we go. Nice little debut battle, though I did change my mind midway through, and the war banner should probably go on an Arachnarok rather than the pump wagons, and we are going to keep a couple of Arachnaroks in his army, so that'll work. Speaking of GROM, his damage is pretty good. Not quite to the level of the Arachnaroks, but at the same time, he didn't take any damage whatsoever. The double healing, and due to his troll regeneration and Seed of Rebirth, combining and reasonably high HP keeps him nice and healthy, at least when he's not, you know, trying to maneuver his chariot through a pile of Black Orcs that are just ripping him apart. At least against the peasants, no problem. And we're gonna occupy the place, like so. And then, what was this campaign? Oh, another Snotling Scavengers. And a Giant Spider for you, and a Banner of Swiftness. Probably not super useful on your own... A moment. Let's replace this Serial Luta, I think, with that particular Banner of Swiftness. Put it on one of the Arachnaroks, perhaps. I think that'll work out, right? Yeah. Alright, anyway, we'll have to figure out how to send them around. We'll also probably want to do a camp ruckus here and don't need the brawling grounds. We do have a little bit of cash, though we are probably going to go negative next turn, so that's also something to keep in consideration, and nonetheless we'll build up a bunch of stuff. Idols for you and boss's shack for you. And maybe one of these places will get retaken, but, well, whatever. Not a big deal, especially not right at the front of our territory. Alright. Looks pretty good. Now, there is one other thing that we need to do this turn. We are besieging Elf Town. They will likely sally out to attack us again, so trolls. And oh, we have to do them by type. Alright, let's do these trolls. The ones that we're definitely going to keep. Liquor flasks and liquor flasks for you all, so that you don't rout as much. But for the swamp things, who are at least a little bit less likely to rout at 58 leadership. Yeah, they're going to be roughly equivalent to the other troll units. In fact, by now they might have a little bit less. I'm wondering whether we should just give them the reinforced weapons to power them up a little bit more. On the other hand, do we really want them to potentially rout? Well, let's just hope they survive. I think we'll be able to redo this if they die, right? They also do have a bad tendency to get focused down, but at the same time, 58 leadership ain't... I mean, it is awful, but it's better than goblins, and it's about equivalent with the other trolls. You know, I'm not going to upgrade you for now. Ask her to go reinforce weapons, at least on one of you. You're the Regiment of Renown. You have to live up to that title. Anyway, let's level everybody up. You have the big lads maxed out, which is the main thing that we wanted here. Bellower probably wouldn't help us. Missile resistance at a dodgy geezer, however, very well might, as there's still a ton of range units that we hadn't taken care of in that particular army. And just in case the enemy doesn't sally out, let's go into replenish troops so that we can replenish a little bit more gobos to sacrifice. And you, Crusher, I like the simplicity of the name. I guess we're trying to get to smash him fast. I could also try to save some points for this stuff here, but nah, for now I think we'll just go for Blade Shield so you don't die as much. And then the same thing for you, Grom de Crusher. There's Grom to Punch, Grom to Crusher, and then Crusher. There's probably going to be somebody named Crusher the something as well. Crusher to Crusher. Now that's an Orky name if I've ever heard one. Anyway. Let's see, you guys have to level up as well. I don't particularly care what you are going to get, but nonetheless. You know what, we can transfer, at least temporarily, the... What do you have currently in your army? You don't have much in the way of gobos. We could transfer the remnants of these gobos to your army probably next turn, though? Or we could wait until they move on to the field. It'd be more powerful in your army. Though we have nothing to replace these guys with at the current time, so perhaps not. And it's only 6, yeah, it's only 6 melee attack. It's not the armor, it's not the good one, not the good buff, so that's why we're going to delete you later, most likely. Anyway, I'll just get you Deadly Blade. And keep doing what you're doing. You have another level as well. We have Itchy Nuisance. I don't particularly care for Gorkle Fix-It, especially not in this particular army. We could do Sneaky Stealing, but it also doesn't really serve too much of a purpose here. And while we could get a few Vindictive Glares off, frankly, we'll be more likely to use spells from the Death Lore than these spells. Let's get Evasion, I think. We'll just try to get to Night Shroud and Curse of the Bad Moon, which would potentially be useful here. Anyway, you guys are ready to go. I think that while we may have a couple of buildings... No, actually, this looks like we did it last time, so we're good. Let's select Big Thinkin'. Boar Riding and Boar Painting will be the way to go next, since we have boars on the field now, and we'll be wanting to upgrade them with Scrap ASAP. Low Fightiness on Ugg the Recruiter. I thought it wasn't supposed to tell us about your fightiness if you don't have any units in your army. Weird. Wait, he doesn't have a WAAAGH, does... No, there is no WAAAGH. Odd. Well, hopefully it's only for one turn. We'll find out right about now. Unassigned skill points, building upgrades, garrison lord, outpost available with whom? Ah, yes, the Rapturous Excess. Still want to ally with Wulfric, because Throg ain't doing so good. We can build... Ah, right here. Galata. Although, wait, Largos... Oh, Largos isn't an option. This place isn't particularly safe, but it does have access immediately to pretty much everything, including potentially the Chaos War Shrine of Slaanesh. The main thing I'd want from pretty much any faction that we'd be allying with, since we're gonna be as fighty as anybody and more fighty than pretty much all factions, is more support units. War Shrines, War Mammoths with Chaos War Shrines, and anything supporty, essentially. Construct outpost, and maybe a few monsters here and there. Like those Hydras that I wanted, which we will hopefully get a couple of out of the Corsairs of Spite here. Alright, and we should also trade them these things, but I'm too lazy to do it right now, so we're gonna end the turn. And I want to fight those elves again. End turn. Alright, should I have changed any of your stances? Nah, you're fine. Not that the extra charge bonuses is going to be particularly helpful for gore kill, but hey, the extra experience is always handy. Abyssa probably wants us to join war against Reichland. Okay, not the one I was expecting. I was expecting Clan Eschen, but no, we're not going to fight Reichland. We're going to save that to potentially ally with Skarbrand. We just need these guys freed up so that they can attack Marienburg at the same time. And they're not going to sally out. Well, foolish, but it also means that we'll have to go after them ourselves. Boar riding is complete. Let's get boar painting next. Get all that boar stuff unlocked. And the boar riding also gives us a little bit of armor as well as the charge bonus and speed, which ain't too bad. This gives us armor piercing weapon damage for Savage Orc Cav. Though sadly our boar boy Cav guy doesn't actually buff them, so... Oh well. Let's do a few more moves and then we'll hit those elves manually, I guess. Alright, Grimgor, you are going to head to Castle Quinnell. Can you reach it in? Yes, you can. To Castle Quinnell ye shall go. So gotta keep an eye on these guys. Probably gonna destroy the Ghosts of Glan Boreal. Well, maybe gonna destroy the Ghost of Glan Boreal. Not 100% on it. And once again, we can auto this. Grimgor, you can, I guess, have the Banner of Eternal Flame. If you're gonna start burning down Wood Elves, makes sense to me. Although, Grimgor has a habit of chasing things around. I'm almost tempted to give the Banner of Eternal Flame to the, to Debiggen, because Debiggen will always be in the center of our formation. And also obviously benefit from the increased weapon strength, nearly up to 1,000, which is pretty good. But anyway, how to resolve this? Not too bad. Even the giants only took about a quarter of their damage, which means that the defenders were weak, and they would have had no chance. There's a Spider Grounds here. I don't know if we're going to keep it. I'll think about it. And another hag hut. Well, we may build another hag hut there, but right now we have other priorities. Giant River Troll Hag, Night Gobbo Loom, just rechecking if there's any good ones here, but not seeing anything crazy. Grom, I should have actually deleted you as soon as we won the fight, but I guess what we can do is move you to Moret, get you a little bit of extra XP, and then do it. It won't make much of a difference either way. And I imagine that... Wait, is this recruiter done, or will he be done next turn? Let's find out in a second. Banner of Swiftness, let's put it on... I guess another Arachnarok? Grom already has Perfect Vigor, so he doesn't really get too much value out of it. Oh, there's some Pegasus Knights here. Otherwise, it's essentially the same battle we just fought. Would the Pegasus Knights make enough of a difference? No, because our Arachnaroks are now at full HP, and the army isn't damaged anymore. Although it is damaged now. Well, oh well. Occupy the place. And then we'll delete that Biting Blade shortly, but what we want to do is take Mr. Grom and reset all skill points. Yes. Return in 3 turns, and then we'll replace him with, I don't know, one of the cheap lords. So, Gouger Legbiter. Is there anybody who's up and running or available for free? No, nobody's free. There's no such thing as a free orc. Or Gobbo. Alright, there we go. You gotta pay him in teeth. Alright, Spite Blood Reaper, you have to head down to Castle Brion. I am deeply concerned about the Skaven Plague, but somebody has to deal with it. And that is unfortunately you. You've drawn the short straw, and you will be wary, or should be wary, of a Grimgor's axe, if you should not obey. Alright, now what do we have here? I know decisive victory, low casualties, there's not much. I'm kind of more interested in the elf fight than this one, but I'll think about this one as well. I mean, there's something to be said about potentially sending the night goblins up the walls. Hopefully the Skaven don't grab Castle Grand Set here either. I'll also probably be forced into getting a plague with Spite, but what can you do? Anyway, let's go and move everybody else around and then strike. And do we take out those rebels, or do we move back around to get Vifin? I think we'll grab Vifin first. Go here. And you're not going to be able to raid, but oh well, you will continue actually having to recruit. So Knobber, we're going to move you into March stance. We're going to put you right here. Maybe right here.
Ready to go.
And then you two will meet up and trade units.
Powerful war boss.
And did I still trespass? I think I did. Whoops, well, they're not going to be happy about it. Actually, they don't hate us, though. And I'd still be willing to do an alliance if we wanted it. I did ask you guys what you guys thought of whether we should ally with these guys or not, and frankly, the responses were pretty mixed. Some say destroy them, others said we should get some of their units to get the access to the various undead units. Which does make sense as well, because WAAAGH would like some of those to help out the bony boys that he summons. So, both are decent options, and I'm not yet sure. Anyway, Oglok, go to Newland. I guess we'll summon your Regiment of Renown after. I wanted to get you a couple of these guys, but I don't like any of them, frankly. And I don't want to waste the money to mill them since we're in negative income right now. You do, however... I was about to say you should get a shaman because they can ride boars as well, but alas, your shamans are not particularly good options either. Also, just double check again, you buff boar units... Man, 50% extra charge and speed. I'm not even 100% sure that it's worth it to keep the... Oh, wait, he does give melee attack to Savage Orc Boar Boys units. Huh, but they're not... Oh, Savage Orc Boar Boys, wait. Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Orc Boar Boys. Savage Orc Boar Boys. But no Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins? Wait, what are you saying? What? Wait. Whoa. Are you telling me that this guy... I need to check something. This guy benefits regular Savage Orc Boar Boys, but not Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins? That seems odd to me. What's the base charge on these guys, if I can find it? Okay, here it is. So, Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins are at 70, and Savage Orc Boar Boys are at 60. 60 and 70. That didn't really answer my question. Okay, 111 base because of the bonus charge from something here. Something's giving them extra charge. I don't remember what it is, but okay, well, that's just... It's there. Yeah, so 101 and 111. This guy should be giving them more charge than that, because he should be giving plus 10%, plus 50%. Huh. Weird. I'm wondering if these guys are actually getting an attack bonus from him or not. Because, it doesn't list that unit here. Why would you make it like this? What's the base melee attack on him? Okay, these guys are rank 2, so it'll be a little bit higher than whatever you can recruit, but just out of curiosity to see if this is bugged or not. 53 base attack at rank 2. And these guys have 53. Yeah, so his buffs don't work for the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins, but do for the regular Savage Orc Boar Boys. Yeah, well, whatever. Alright, that was too much thinking, and it hurts my orky brain, so now we're going to attack the elves and destroy them. Pyrrhic victory still. They do have the advantage of being a minor settlement and an absolute ton of range units that they can hide behind, so we'll still have to put in some effort here. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go, ready for another round with the elves, and Gorkil Gutstabba will always be ready for another round. In fact, unlike the enemy lord, which is still down to 10% HP from their last fight, Gorkil is at full HP, and that was one of the reasons I strongly felt that if the trolls hadn't routed, causing our lord and heroes to rout, he may have been able to knock the enemy out, or the enemy army out, over time. Oh, I like this lighting of this particular map. It's quite nice. Quite nice. And hey, you leave the River Troll Hag alone. She was deployed forward and she did hit the enemy lord with a Spirit Leech, but there will be more Spirit Leeches to come. He has 10% ward save and 27% spell resistance as well, though. I'm probably going to take more than one Spirit Leech. Yeah, Spirit Leech is definitely not going to do 1236 damage. Anyway, let's talk about deployment briefly here, as obviously this is going to be something of a toughie potentially. Now, one of the major annoyances here is that the enemy has all of these barriers, platforms, barricades all over the place. Now, I originally had deployed the army out here, but all of the barricades and platforms seem to be concentrated in the center and on this side. And oh, okay, it doesn't look like it anymore, or maybe I'm hallucinating, but for a second, the little tower in the center almost looked like an Adeptus Mechanicus cogwheel. Can't quite get the angle. Not really. Okay, but anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, so all of these barricades that the enemy have set up are here, so we are redeploying to this side, where there is one barricade on this side, and no barricades whatsoever on this side. It should allow us to move freely up here, and hopefully into the center of the enemy settlement, and destroy the enemy artillery and any enemy archers that we can get. 564 HP left on the enemy lord, and I do imagine that another Spirit Leech should knock him out. Yeah, 10 seconds and he's got 270, he is done. And just Spirit Leech from the background. This is an overcast Spirit Leech to increase the distance. And down he goes, even crushes a few of the enemy Shadow Warriors below him. Oh, and they're rank 9. 58 missile strength, Although their armor piercing is fortunately a little bit low, at the very least against the stone trolls and the regular trolls. That'll make it a little bit tougher for them, which is great for us. Anyway, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. We are waiting for several units to make it in, though we are going to start by moving our Lord and heroes in. We have the Night Goblins, or one unit of Night Goblins back here, together with Durkit's Squigs, which are hiding, which are going to go up by this ramp. Then we have Blorg Pigkissa with his reinforcing little tiny army moving up towards this ramp, and the river trolls, which are going to go back him up. The rest of the entirety of the force are just going to move straight into the settlement, try to catch and kill those great eagles and whatever archers and shadow warriors they can get to, so that we don't have to deal with them in range, which would just be swell. Alrighty, and it looks like these Shadow Warriors are not going to back out past the barricade, which they really should, considering the enemy does have spears to rely upon. But we'll distract them a little bit with our lords and heroes, while the rest of the slower army brings up the rear. Alright, whack away with that sack of dead fish and whatnot. And vomit on him a couple of times, but the rest of the army will move in to help you out. Hydra. Getting that Hydra breath on the enemy. Looks like it does whiff a little bit, but catches a few of those white lions and shadow warriors with a little bit of a clip. Once again, would be nice to get a couple of Hydras in here, and I am hopeful that we'll maintain good relations with the Corsairs of Spite. Anyway, we're separating into two little discrete forces now. The War Boss and the Black Orc big bosses are working on those great eagles, while the Trolls, Night Goblins, and Biggins move further and further as fast as they can into the enemy settlement. The goal is to overrun the enemy before they can get too much value out of all that range firepower that they have and that our army lacks completely. Unfortunately, since it seems to be very difficult to acquire the WAAAGH units, like insanely difficult, since you don't get a single unit of every type when you do the biggest trophy, which is unfortunate, and I feel like it should be reworked to give you one of each type, you're not going to get that many. And also, most of them aren't that good in the sense that, like, yeah, sure, the fire spider riders are resistant to fire and do fire damage, but otherwise they don't have any bonus stats. It feels a little bit weird to get fewer of the WAAAGH units than it does to get like a Blessed Saurus spawnings or Blessed spawnings in general. A little bit odd. Too few in my opinion. If they were going to be super good, perhaps, then it would be a good reason, but otherwise, meh. But anyway, we'll try to get what we can. And why I brought them up was I was hoping to get a few of those feral manticores into the, wyverns, into the army, as they could help out with, you know, finding enemy artillery and hunting enemy aerial units, as this army will never have any range, most likely. Assuming I don't put any Arachnaroks in this army, which I probably won't because other armies already have some, and we'll probably get a few more and a few others. It just doesn't really fit the theme with the trolls nearly as much. Speaking of the trolls, they are continuing to fight the enemy various types of spears. I see Lothern Sea Guard mixed with Gate Guard mixed with regular spears and some regular archers as well, so lots of enemy units, but at the same time, enemy units continue to pelt us and pincushion us with all those arrows. Just too many of the enemy units are of the range variety. Our Feral Hydra is now down to about 2/3 of its HP. We're going to try to back it off a little bit so it doesn't get killed. One of the troll units is down to half HP as well, but has not yet lost any models, so that remains relatively okay. Hydra keep backing off, and Mr. Gut Stabber is moving forward over here, and I believe fighting some Imperial Greatswords together with those Elven Spears. Although, of course, between the Black Orc big bosses and the trolls, I don't imagine the Greatswords or the Spears are going to be doing too well here. Alright, how about our reinforcements? We've also moved in our Durkit Squigs, which are in here, and which basically caught a unit of archers. One of the Durkit Squigs will have to probably move away. Out here, our reinforcements have arrived, and Blorg Pigkissa and the River Trolls have found an enemy unit of a yeoman, though they break very, very quickly and are a very fragile light cav unit after all, as they try to face off against those river trolls. There's a noble up here together with a unit of Lothern Sea Guard and artillery and whatnot, but we're looking pretty okay. Well, at least over on that side. Night Goblins are routing, the Orc Biggins are in trouble as well, and this is hardly surprising as this tower has been firing on them this entire time. It is a tier 4 tower with plenty of damage. Can't do much or anything about it because, well, we don't have those feral wyverns or anything that can really touch it. All we can do is try to break through the enemy ranks and then destroy the tower. Ooh, tower looks like it just brought down a river troll. Destroy the tower the old-fashioned way by capturing the enemy capture point, key location. Whatever. Anyway, Biggins are out. Our Feral Hydra moved away, but it looks like it's coming back, though it has reached its healing cap, and so has our River Troll Hag at about close to half HP. On the bright side, the great swords and the spears are broken, and the Gut Stabber is ready to move further up into the enemy settlement. And how are we doing in terms of its HP? The 2 Crushers are okay, and Gorkill is pretty fine as well. He does have a healing potion, as I recall, as well, so shouldn't be any trouble. And here comes Blorg Pigkissa with those river trolls. We've made it into the main portion of the enemy settlement now, and are ripping apart archers and artillery, now that the enemy yeoman and the noble have been destroyed and cannot stand in our way. The reason I used the river trolls for this particular purpose is that the river trolls are much less armored than even the regular trolls, at only 40 armor compared to their 80. And I believe 120 or 100 are of the stone trolls, so these guys will work better as flankers and damage dealers. And due to their relative fragility, though they do provide the debuff of whatever it's thinking fish, They have a melee attack debuff. Overwhelming Odor, melee attack -8, which is nice, but we have the swamp things down here, which are, I believe, also somewhat hurt. 2 also provided, so they're good. Anyway, the hurt units are backing up, but it no longer matters, as it looks like finally we will break these elves and take Elf Town. Took 2 tries, but hey. Once again, Greenskins can never be defeated or are never beaten in battle, because if they run, they just come back another day and give it another go, as we did here. A decisive victory for Gutstabber. Ooh, alright, very nice, and we didn't lose any of the units, which is great, but the damage was deceptive, as in we took much more damage than it seemed. A lot of our trolls were very low HP, and the Feral Hydra dropped to like, I don't know, maybe a third at some point, but with the ability to back the Hydra and the Trolls off and allow them to regenerate, the same thing went for the Giant River Troll Hag. They all got badly hurt, but we were able to back them off and allow them to use their regeneration to get their HP back up, and it prevents it from looking too bad post-battle. Still, there's certainly some holes in this army's concept right now. Obviously, it's very much unfinished as yet, but we definitely need something that does additional damage to buildings. As we saw, the enemy took great advantage of the ability to build a ton of barricades and platforms all over its minor settlement, or all over the minor settlement, I guess, the settlement in general, and was able to fire at us from on top of the platforms, over the hills, from the plateaus, everywhere, and it was quite effective against this particular army. In particular, I think one of the units of Shadow Warriors, yeah, 10,000 damage. This one was trying to focus down that Hydra, and certainly wouldn't leave it alone and forced it to rampage twice. And of course, the Lothern Sea Guard, 15-16k damage, probably similar things on various units of Gate Guard. Just regular High Elven archers with heavy arrowheads, 21k, very respectable. Very respectable indeed. But not to worry, we will adjust the army as we go. We've got a few more things in store for it after all, so it'll change. Now, what I cannot remember is whether Elf Town belongs to a territory we want to take or not, which makes me think we should sack it. Gorsel and Salfen used to be... Wait, no, Salfen didn't used to exist. Gorsel used to be part of the Marienburg territory, but I think now Marienburg is no longer part. Okay, I'm just gonna sack it. And... oh, it's by itself. Oh, damn. Well, then I guess I shouldn't have done that. Whoops. Okay, well, I guess we are keeping it. Well, my bad. War banner for you, sir. Swindler, swindler, swindler for everybody. And who got the war banner? Was it Blorg? No, he just got a Shroom Gatherer, which he can, I guess, hold on to for now, but, oh, we just got a War Banner in general. Okay, fair enough. A moment. Blorg, I would like you to take Elf Town, because there's no defenders occupied, and which puts it up to tier 3. Oh, and we can't even put it higher than tier 3 anyway. Huh. Makes it not the most, useful province to us, I guess. What do we even build here? Maybe, Camp Ruckus. Yeah, the problem is its public order will be low, and it can't defend itself, and it's not even walled. Granted, if it's completely surrounded by our territories, it doesn't necessarily need to, but still. And it can't even build the towers up to higher levels. Okay, so I think then, if it's gonna be a relatively useless territory, minus the... it won't even be able to make a lot of money. 50 gold out of the Greenskin docks. We could just use it as capacity, so we'll build a shaman's hut here and then maybe a hag hut as well. Just a couple of huts. And for a couple of extra shamans. Slash hags. That's the way to do it. Alrighty, now Gorkill. Hey, you, sir. Are you, or would you, be able to take Marienburg without healing? No, but the looks of it, you would not. I think you need to heal up. Also, how are your Colossal Squigs coming? 2 turns? Alright, we're getting there. Question, do giants or rogue idols have bonus damage versus buildings? Yes, you have Wall Breaker, Rogue Idols. What about Giants? If I could find Grimgor here somewhere. And they also do have Wall Breaker. Well, Grimgor already has, well, I guess he has Rogue Idols and Giants, but I think a couple of Giants wouldn't be amiss in this army. I still want a couple of Hydras as well, because I like that regeneration theme. Sadly, the Giants won't go for that, but the Savage Roar will enable the Trolls to fight harder. Anyway, you sir are going to go into raiding stance, and... Oh! This is Marienburg territory, and you're getting quite a bit of cash, actually, so just stay right here for now until you heal up. We're going to probably declare war on Reichland next turn. Just need to make sure to take both Brokewater and Marienburg, and then quickly, essentially, book it back here before they start attacking these territories. Now, Scarbrand, you are currently at war with Reichland and the Blessed Dread, and you have a defensive alliance. If we join the war against the Reichland, 6.2. I'm just going to hope and assume that that remains, so we'll save this until next turn, and get the defensive alliance with you and start getting access to your Chaos War Shrine of Corn. And wait, does Scarbrand have access to those? Or at the very least to the, maybe Skull Cannons? They're a lot more effective in SFO than they were before. And they are technically a magic chariot, though I don't think that GROM would technically buff them. But yeah, Blood Shrines. Blood Shrines would be quite nice. Anyway, let's keep going, etc. I am not the most eloquent today. Gorkill Gutsteba, you're raiding. Let's move. Who is Shifty? Shifty, you're supposed to join Grom's army. Once we, modify it. And Big Thinkin' Steela. Steal from Klessen, I guess. Oh, we'll need to take these things as well. Maybe we'll leave the spiders to do that.
Anything you say.
Spiders can take on the dwarfs, right? We'll see. The armor is certainly going to be a problem, but I'm sure the spiders would like a challenge, especially since they have 2 Arachnaroks now, and soon we'll have a 3rd. You are going to move to join our boar army. WAAAGH Finder, guess where you're going? Find WAAAGH. Gearhart, probably gonna annoy these guys, and are these guys at war? No, they're friendly. That makes sense to me. Oh, Aranessa also does not like the Disciples of the War Clan Squire or World WAAAGH, so we may have to send an army to destroy her down here. How strong are you guys? 5. Ooh, I don't like that. I really wanted to get an Ogre faction, ideally all the Ogre factions, under our banner, because Grimgor ruled the orcs and the ogres in the end times, being the avatar of the maw as well as Gork, so yeah, we should get the ogres. But anyway, let's build some stuff, and then let's go to next turn. Run and get your dead boss's camp. You are also in Camp Ruckus, but frankly, since you're losing public order, and I guess the trophy remains bugged. Wait, events 10. Could this be an event? I don't think we had events 10 before. I think it's just the Confederation. Maybe it is working. Alright, well if it is working, then I'm happy. I did check it before, I think it was last episode, and there was a turn where it wasn't working, but this may not be the case anymore. Which would be great. Tancred Castle, let's rank you up to... Oh man, you're expensive. But what can you do? Tier 5, Vorgberg work. This is definitely not going to be a money-making territory, but nonetheless, we will upgrade it. Or we could wait 4 turns. Frankly, it probably won't matter. Let's just build it up with whatever way we can. And we're probably going to use it for capacity. And wait. Would we want... Wait, where is this place? Would we want defenses here against Reichland? Frankly, if we just make ruins out of all this, it won't matter. These aren't good territories, especially the Wood Elf territories, which I think makes a good reason to build a bunch of capacity things there. But anyway, we'll think about it. Bleeding Stone. We can upgrade you, but just upgrade you. And the thing is, once again, capacities, towers of various kinds, they can still all be useful. And very much are, in fact. Gorsel and Sulfan, we will be trading both of you, but let's briefly build a building at Gorsel so it's worth more towards these Dark Elves. In fact, do we want to trade? No, we gotta wait until one of them gets constructed. Alright. What are we rebuilding? Oh, we're waiting for the beast slayers here. I remembered that there was something. Brian. Goblin toolbox completely useless to us. And oh, I forgot about the attack on Castle Brian, yes. Let's build the pile of shiny stuff. Like, nah, you know what? Let's build the raiding stashes straight away. The flats of Elftown, we have to wait for Aquitaine. Still need to take Castle Aquitaine. And, oh, wait a second. Wait. We're allied with these guys now, so I thought that Castle Aquitaine was full of Skaven, but it's actually a ruin. Go figure. Could have, wow. And that's why you check, I guess. Could have occupied it all along, but didn't. And just under the assumption that it was full of Skaven. Well, you know what you do when you assume, don't you? Let's see, Brockel will upgrade you, even though I'm still on the fence as to whether we actually care about you in any way. And get you that boss's tent. Quinnell. Keep upgrading the boss's tents. Still on the fence about deleting the Gloomy Hollows, and will probably continue to be for the foreseeable few turns. She nods, upgrade you. We are not building anything here, but we are gonna build a pile of shiny stuff now. Idols. Gotta get the places all grown. Black Pit. Going to tier 4, which will soon give us the Valley of Many Eyes. What I really find weird about this, deep within... Let's just give this a quick read. Deep within the Black Pit, in a valley where sunlight never shines, is the breeding ground of the fearsome, deadly Arachnarok spiders. So this is the breeding ground of the Arachnarok spiders, and it doesn't increase Arachnarok spider capacity. Is it me, or is that odd? Because I feel like it should, because, for example, if we take a look at the Bearers of Quileux, Stone Troll Quarry, it gives us capacity for Trolls, River and Stone Trolls, and Night Goblin Fanatics as well. I think, no, wait, The Black Pit did exist in Immortal Empires as well, I just don't remember whether the Arachnarok building was there as well. Either way, all I'm saying is that it should have capacity. Anyway, let's build whatever remains, and... Oh, Black Pit, I was on ya. Already. And in fact, there's nothing to build here because we'll want to build the raiding stashes, so we'll ignore you. For now, let's upgrade you and hope you don't get taken over by the Empire in the next turn. Helmgart, I'll upgrade you. I'm not super happy about it because it's not super useful to us, but I'd rather you not instantly die. And the heck? Zombies? What? What? Where are the zombies from? Occupied Fortress Fort. 3 zombies. Garrison. Why? Wait. Did the other fort have zombies? Yes, it does. Why are we getting zombies? We're not WAAAGH. This is curious. What the heck? Whoa. There's something wrong here. Tier 1, 2, 3 gets zombies, but then they no longer do. Is it just forts for orcs? Regular settlements don't get zombies, do they? No, they don't. Huh. Maybe it has something to do with the proximity of the Barrow Legion. I'd be curious if we'd still get zombies out of a fort here, but probably we would, as I doubted the game would differentiate them. But anyway, I am digressing and getting distracted as I usually do. Let's do your level ups. Deadly Blade for you, sir, and then into Fermented Fungi next to you. De Grizzly Gork's Chosen. Not a bad name. You can have Bag Battering. A leadership reduction on your attacks, which would probably be quite useful for a army with a ton of gobos, I would think. Bone Dag for you, sir, and Shroomsin for you. Fantastic. More buffs for the various gabos in this army. Now, you do have 2 stone trolls, which are acting as tanks. We probably don't want them routing, so I think we'll give them liquor flasks as well. Their leadership is at 55. I mean, frankly, yeah, but we'll need them to hold a line while the gobos route. I'm disinclined to think that this is going to be a particularly difficult battle, but I may be wrong. Nonetheless, let's do the fight. We're just going to do it manually, because once again, the sieges, alas, don't work, but I should be able to do it fairly quick. Gonna have to knock those walls down with our... I keep wanting to say grudge throwers. Not scrap launchers, not grudge throwers. Goblin rock lobbers. There we go. That's the one. I always believed in you, Ruinous. Alright, come on now. I always like to attack this wall. The enemy artillery piece is going to be an irritant, though, throughout this battle. I suppose if we were to attack here, then the artillery piece would be deployed here, but then we still wouldn't really have an easy way to get at it. There's a much better angle here, but nonetheless. Alrighty, let's do this. You guys all the way back here to where you hopefully won't get killed. All of the enemy... Okay, no, you actually can't range the enemy from there. I need you to be able to destroy the towers, please. And hopefully you can launch your projectiles over those trees. Start deployment. We'll transfer the stone trolls or take them all into combat as our command squad right here. And then you guys are going to go up the walls and kill everything up there. Maybe not all of you. Maybe we'll just send like 4 up the walls. We'll see. You guys will also be needed to, well, hit anything behind the walls, but for now you're going to wait. It looks good to me. Start battle. Head for the walls. You after tower 1. You 2 after tower 2. Speed it up a little bit. And trolls are going to take some damage. Hopefully not too much. And oh, they're actually going to go after the river troll hag. Well, good for them. Dodge that. Fortunately, the hag has regeneration, so it shouldn't be crazy concerning. At least I would hope. Alright, looks like the towers are nearly done, which means the night gabos are able to advance like... say so. And tower 1 done, and tower 2 done. In fact, screw the... screw going over the walls, just breach the walls. In fact, you can actually go and attack those peasants. Probably want to use the various rock lobbers for that particular person. I'm not drunk, guys, I'm not. I just excuse the spoonerisms. And let's see, how's that gate looking? Reasonably quick. The rock lobbers seem to be not too bad at actually knocking down the gates. Also, let's just speed this up while they do so. Knock down walls and gates, I mean. And the first one should be breached shortly. We should breach this other one as well. Alright, looks good to me. Range units and fire away. There we go. And let's slow that back down. And ooh, the enemy artillery has... clicked the wrong button up there. Enemy artillery has sighted us. Let's see if we can't move towards it with the hammer of Gork and start moving in the melee troops. Not much of a choice in the matter, I think. We don't actually really need to breach the gate any longer, do we? Well, we're gonna. Alright, forward please. And what is this weird little formation that you've got going? Alright, well, the range units were always bound to take some damage, so, yeah. And maybe you guys go like this, and the air boys actually or the rusty errors, rather, have a bit more range than the regular... What the heck are you doing? Oh, the pathing, the terrible, terrible pathing. Alright, try not to get yourselves shot up too much. And breach is made, or it will be in one more volley, I think. And, okay, you all get ready to target something else. Target that tower, I think. Oh, there's a tier 4 tower here. Maybe we should have gone after that. Anyway, you guys through? If it wasn't for the damn... Okay, guys, please. Please. Get in there. And... Come on, there we go. Please don't climb. No. I see you walking around there. Don't climb. Just get in there. Oh, sieges are so borked. Alright. At least the pathing is. Alright, hey, goblins are in now. And the trolls and co will be in there very shortly. Just a little bit more, a few more hits, and we're in. Alright. Or I'm in, whatever. Goblin hackers. And let's see, you guys back off. How's that enemy artillery piece? Taking shots now. Not in a good way. You guys go after that tower, please. Our range units are still firing. And this would have been a pretty good cinematic, I think, but alas. What can you do? Everybody in. No. I see you trying to climb. Don't do that. Alright, everybody else just group up. In fact, you go and move through this breach. Did I forget one? I did forget one. And go here and then through. You guys go here and then through. And there we go. Charge on forward. Get ready to kill the enemy paladin. And we do have some spells. Soul Blight right up here. Fate of Biuna. There's a Knights Errant unit. Is there Knights of the Realm here? No, just another Knights Errant. Ah, that's the Knights of the Realm. I should have recast. There we go. And Fate of Biuna on you. Fantastic. All right, everybody, shut up and dance. I mean, go and fight. All right, I'm going to be ignoring most of the units down here. We're just going to head straight towards the main portion of the enemy settlement. You guys can move in now, and you can move in. I'm not going to bother knocking down that little barricade either. If you guys could move in and start firing down from the walls, that would be fantastic. All right, how are we doing up here? Knights of the Realm are, well, still fighting. Oh, I guess we can watch this a little bit. Ah, see those loonies spin as they do. Don't know how much damage they're actually affecting on the enemy Knights Errant here. Or the Knights of the Realm, but hopefully it's some. Spirit Leech, is the Paladin still in there? I see you there, Pally. You ain't no pal of mine, and you go in here, please. And, halfling. Halfling. The poor gobos. They just want to shoot things. And we're not letting them. All the range units turn off skirmish mode. Get on up there. You guys get on up there. You guys are range units as well. And I would like to find you positions. Alright, go find that. Hey, you guys have stopped attacking. How dare you? Surround, destroy the knights. How's that enemy artillery piece? They do have one left, but it looks like our own artillery did reasonably well. And try to target that explosive tower if you can. And everybody else make their way through. Alright, units are firing. You guys are actually in a reasonably decent position here. There we go. Alright. Battle's going our way. I do think that the auto-resolve is lying in our favor this particular time around. In fact, no doubt about it. It does occasionally do that. And that was another good reason to actually fight this. There we go. Watch those trolls swing those clubs of theirs. Ooh, and it gets real bloody when the spinning loonies they do their thing. Oh, the way that they explode themselves afterwards. Just want to watch them do it again. And you're losing control, bud. You're losing control. Uh-oh. And damn it, he fell through the hilt. Well, too bad. We'll see him again many a time, I'm sure, especially since I do want another one of the armies of a similar variety. Gobbo armies, I mean. That's the variety to which I was referring. You guys go up here. Guys, maybe back off a little bit. Either way, we're capturing this capture point, because that's what you do with capture points. Trolls are going to make their way through and kill off more of those peasant bowmen. Plenty of peasant bowmen to kill. Yeah, still getting some decent shots in this one, even though most of it was just standard control. Not that I'm taking this particular battle too seriously, mind you. Well, we could have probably reduced casualties fairly significantly by doing it a little bit more systematically and a little bit more slowly, but frankly, there wasn't too much in the way of reason to. Alright, keep ignoring the enemy barricades and keep firing away, gobos. Which actually heal up nicely after this, because our damage ain't all that severe either. Target this unit. I guess you target that unit as well. I don't even know what you're firing at anymore. Alright, chase down and destroy whatever is left. Do we have another unit of Knights Errant that we can Fate a Biuna somewhere? I don't want to waste it on these guys. Alright, you use your hag vomit or whatever it is. Troll vomit? Some kind of vomit. There you go. Nice. Reasonably effective as far as swamp breath. Okay, but it's troll vomit, okay? Other trolls, Throg has a troll vomit thing. It's vomit. Swamp breath. But in fact, I just want to read what this says. Troll hags eat anything that finds its way into their swamps, be it alive, dead, or horribly decomposed. Their putrid breath, troll breath, you might say, is certainly a testament to that. There you go. Point proven, end battle, decisive victory, we're good. Oh, I'm using myself as I usually do. 20% losses, but, well, it's a goblin army. They're fragile, so we are bound to lose a few. At least our 2 regiments of renown are perfectly fine. Well, 3 regiments of renown. 4 regiments of renown. This unit has more regiments of renown than I had realized. But they're good is what I'm getting at. Alright, occupy the place. Yes, and will you get the plague? And will that screw over your little gobos? You have no plague. Ooh, you did get a forbidden rod, though. Very nice. Settlement receives plague. You. Ah. I think we wouldn't be able to auto-resolve at the shipwreck, but what we need to do is do the plague ship thing, where we head outside of the settlement so that we don't take the plague. And heal instead, but in that case we'd probably need to fight the shipwreck. And it's probably not worthy of a fight. You know what, go to the shipwreck just out of curiosity. Huh? It doesn't count as movement. Well, that's curious. Well, okay, then I guess we don't need to do that. We'll do it when we can move next time and we can heal up here. Very nice. We got ourselves another Gloomy Hollow, but I think we have to delete that in this particular situation and replace it with other infrastructure. Anyway, pretty happy with that. We've nearly got our defensive line, everything north of the river, everything south of which will be Skaven. So I'm pretty happy with our territory so far, so we can start moving into the Empire well, okay, the Empire is basically destroyed, but there's a few more things that we'd like to do, but we'll have to do them next time as time we are out of. Once again, I'm not being eloquent today. I still swear I'm not drunk, but it is New Year, and I wish you all a very happy New Year. Hopefully great things to come for us all, including more campaigns and the continuation and completion of this one. Stay tuned for more Grimgor. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and glory to you guys for this last year. And thanks for watching.